Today is December 9th, and the special Christmas tip for today is about criteria behavior. In a dashboard like this, the standard criteria behavior is to respond to all criteria changes, such as changing filters from the criteria bar or doing drill downs. You can see that the other objects changes accordingly. But you can actually control how these individual objects should behave according to criteria changes. So if you right click any of those objects and go into criteria behavior, you can, for instance, choose to ignore all changes. Now I did that for my column chart, and as you'll see here, now it doesn't change even though I changed my time criteria. And also if I add a drill down criteria, it doesn't affect my column chart. So let's try to reset those things, and let's look at a different behavior. So if I go to my column chart again, criteria behavior, and turn it back to respond to all changes, however, also add another thing here. I would like to ignore criteria coming from some of my dimensions. And in this case, I'm going to ignore things coming from my YQMD time dimension. So let's see. Now we would expect it not to change when I apply this filter, and it doesn't. However, when I go and do a drill down on one of my countries, it still applies to it. So it only ignores the things from my time dimension. Let's look at the last option with regard to criteria behavior on the donut chart. If I go here and enable this one, ignore drills. Of course, what that would do is when I do drill downs, let's say on the country, it doesn't affect my donut chart, or if I do drill down on crosstab, it doesn't affect my donut chart. So it ignores drills in that way. Let's remove the filter in the time dimension, no selection. And now let's turn our attention to the crosstab. By the way, notice the small toolbar up here, and also we have been able to use our crosstab for making drill downs as I'm doing here. But maybe you would like to disable your end users from doing drill downs to interact with the crosstab. So in designer mode, we can now go to our object list over here and just make sure that we're actually looking into our crosstab object. Then we can right click that and disable interaction like this. Having done that, going back to consumer mode, notice the object toolbar as in the donut chart here. We don't see that in the crosstab now. Also, when I try to click here, I won't be able to do that because interaction has been disabled. And when I do drill downs from the other objects, my crosstab will still respond to that. I hope you enjoyed today's Christmas present, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next tip.